Hello, thank you for joining me again today. Now, this episode is another part of my 3 best exercises to build a certain muscle group series. I will put this in a playlist when it's finished, but there's plenty more muscle groups to talk about. But today we're going to be talking about the back. Now, there's lots of small muscles in the back, the lats, the traps. They're just some of the big ones to name a few. But we're going to dive straight in there. The first one is going to be my least recommended, then the second one, then the third one is going to be my most recommended. So we're going in ascending order. I highly recommend all of these to build up nice mass across the back and good definition to create the back that everyone really wants. So starting off the list, we've got the barbell shrugs. I prefer doing this with a barbell, but they can be done with a dumbbell. You can do them seated, but again, I prefer standing. You're going to have them out and you're going to shrug like that. You need to do it nice and controlled. My current training cycle, I'm not doing this because the traps aren't 100% needed for what I'm doing. But to build a good back in general, you need good top to the back, around the neck, and joining up with the shoulder. That's why the barbell or dumbbell shrugs are really good. You can get machines for these in the gym. Some gyms have them, some gyms don't. But again, you just want a nice stood up, very straight if you are, chest up. Slowly, 1, 2, 3, squeeze down, 1, 2, 3. Really take the time, squeezing at the top. Like, you don't want to putting too much weight on them, just be going, that ain't working anything. You need those long, nice squeezes at the top. That's really going to break down the trapezius muscle. Next on the list is the lat pull down. There's many grips for this. There's 2 I'd recommend. My most recommended would be the traditional wide grip one. Another one I'd recommend would be the V grip one, where it's like this. I'll demonstrate with the wide one. You're going to get it nice and wide. Pull it in to your chest. You're going to be sat down and there's going to be cables above you. You're going to pull it in, squeeze it on your chest. So you feel a nice squeeze on the back. Up it goes, nice and controlled. That's the main thing with this. You need to be nice and controlled across every single exercise you're doing. That way you're not going to jolt anything, you're not going to pull any muscles, you're not going to strain any ligaments or anything like that. Keep your joints nice and healthy. Keep you in it for the long game. With a more narrow grip, the V grip, it's going to focus more on a specific area. So if you've got a specific part of the back that's weaker, that may be recommended. But if you want an overall target, you're going to want the wide grip. The lat pull down, as the name suggests, it's for the lats in the back, which this part of the back. Yeah, you want nice wide lats. Again, that's going to really build the structure and above all else the width to the back. My number 1 most recommended exercise for the back it's an obvious one. It's going to be the deadlift, isn't it? I'm a powerlifter, like the bench press was for the chest. This is going to be my most recommended one. You want to really, if there's any exercise that you're going to do the technique correct with, it's the deadlift. Other ones, you may strain every so often, or you may not get the full benefit on destroying the muscle fibres. But if you're doing the deadlift wrong, you're in serious risk of injuring yourself and really setting yourself back a long way in the gym. If we take, for example, when me and my dad started powerlifting, his deadlift form wasn't right, and he really injured his back and he was bedbound for a fair few days. That's sort of bad, and he couldn't train for a few weeks. So you just really need to make sure you're deadlifting right. And for deadlifting, I would 100% recommend a belt, like I've said, if you go into heavy weights and pushing yourself. For building muscle though, I wouldn't recommend going too heavy, because that's going to build more strength. If you're wanting good back muscles, the deadlift is good. It's going to target everywhere. Deadlift though is a very good overall body exercise. It exercises 97% of the body's muscles, but it's really going to hone in on the back when you've got a nice extension up the top. Really though, make sure your technique's right. Watch plenty of videos. I've done a video on the deadlift, so watch that after you've watched this. If you want to just make sure your form's correct. In that video I'll tell you if it's powerlifting legal, but it doesn't really matter if it's sumo or conventional. You are going to feel more in the glutes and the hamstrings if you're doing a sumo deadlift. So I'd recommend doing a conventional if you want to target the back. So I'm going to leave it there. Next episode, I'm going to continue with this series, and we're going to talk about the shoulder, or the deltoids. So hopefully going to see you then, and thank you for joining me.